Hello, fam. So I've been catching up with old friends that I've known for 15 years and also newer friends that I've gotten really close with in the last, I would say, couple of years. And there's this theme I keep hearing from them that I guess I've always had. And I think hanging out with friends that's known me for like almost 2 decades, it made me think, okay, this is something different about me that maybe it's not mainstream and most people don't think this way. But I do get asked a lot about how I focus on my own lane and I water my own path and I just kind of block out everything else that just honestly don't think is important or relevant to me. So I wanted to take this time to do a quick episode on just focusing on your own path, watering your own path, and quick, I would say, mindset hacks that should be able to help you guys just recalibrate yourself whenever you get kind of derailed a bit. So it is very common for people to compare themselves to other people's journeys and nitpick little parts of themselves, whether it's their career, their body, the way they look, I don't know, a lifestyle. And obviously comparing yourself to people on social media or celebrities, but even I would say like everyday people or people on like normal everyday people that are on your social media that you just know in around your world. And I've always thought it's so weird when people would compare their lives to mine or about themselves to me. I always found it so freaking odd. And I think back of like I just find it so unproductive. And I think back of why I always stay in my own lane and I worry about like my own path. I think it's because I'm very clear that it is my life, it is my journey, it's uniquely mine, and no one else is going to have the same journey as mine. It won't be, right? I have to trust my own inner compass, my own intuition, what my mind and my heart as to what is the best for me. So I never really use other people's lives or what they've achieved or what they want as like a guidepost for myself. I even think back when I was very young in grade school, I did not care if everyone got like a B plus. I wanted an A plus. I just didn't care if it was even like it was just for me. Like being the best version was for me. And to this day, I literally compete with the yesterday's version of me or the last month's version of me. And whether it's every week, every month, every quarter, every year, I always kind of compare or kind of take a look at snapshots of the previous versions of me. And that is my guidebook. That is my like measurement stick. And I think this mindset of really comparing to old versions of me has gotten me literally everything I've ever wanted in life and things I never thought I wanted that I actually like adore and need in my life. And it's also this mindset has given me the constant state of joy, of peace, of fulfillment, of confidence, of self-worth, like all these things that are so core to me. It's because I'm always constantly measuring against myself and my own path, not anyone else's. So here are a few mindset hacks, 3 mindset hacks that will help you stay in your own lane and water it. That I guess I've learned it comes natural to me. It may not be natural to a lot of people, but hopefully this will help you. So first is, I know it's going to sound really weird, and for those of you who work in very competitive environments and industries may think I'm a wacko for saying this, but I don't believe in competition. I don't believe in it. I don't care for it. I don't believe in it. I don't see people or things as competition because I know in myself and also from my own life experience that if I am being the best version of me and I am giving 110%, if I'm authentically being myself, if it is for me, it is mine. It's that simple. I'm not going to pretzel myself into getting something that maybe I think I want. Like if I'm giving my all and then some, being the truest version of me and being authentic, whatever is supposed to be mine, if that's the thing I want and it's supposed to be mine, it's gonna be mine. I don't care if it's a career, a role, a relationship, a lover, a friendship, an opportunity, an apartment. It doesn't matter what it is. That's how I've always approached life. And I think why that helps is because I don't see as people as like they're going to take anything away from me, or like I need to beat anyone out to get where I want to be. It's again, it's the focus is not on other people. It's just making sure I'm being the best version of myself. And having this mindset, I'm always stay true to myself, and I'm not willing to pretzel or change who I am just to get the thing. Like, say, for example, if I really wanted a job, right? And say they really want people who are super intense, don't care about, morality. They or treat investors like a transaction, and that's the way they want to be. I would never pretzel myself into that in order to get that role, because clearly that role is just not for me, right? The role that's for me would treat investors the way I treat them, would appreciate the intensity that I bring to a company, would be like strive for excellence, and wouldn't find my constant desire for excellence annoying. So I think that's why I've always just been okay. I don't believe in competition. There is no competition. I just have to be the best version of me. So that's something that I really just naturally do. I guess it was so funny because I was just talking to my friends about this. They're like, "Yeah, you just naturally." I didn't realize how not normal that is. So that's something I would just say. Number one, there's no competition. Be the best version of you. Second is kind of tied to it. Focus is feeding. Focus is growing the thing. So you are literally giving your power away, and your time and your energy, and all we have in this life is energy. Health is energy, wealth is energy, everything, your mindset's energy. Everything is just made out of energy, and even scientifically speaking, everything is just balls of energy, right? So if you're focusing on the competition, you're literally feeding the competition, right? I see this also when people are, obviously in a job setting or applying for a role. They're like, oh, who else are they interviewing with? Who else are they talking to? Who freaking cares? Like, why do we care? You should be making sure that you're the best option that they have. You are the best candidate. You are up to speed in all the most current events. You can do the job and then some. You have the intellectual curiosity to figure things out. That's the most important thing in any freaking job, right? You have the willpower. You have the grit to just power through things. That's what you should focus on. Who cares who else they're interviewing? It doesn't freaking matter, right? Same thing when it comes to even like dating life. Sometimes when you're dating someone and it's not, exclusive yet, or it's not, what's the word? You're not in a relationship yet, right? Sometimes people are so worried about who else they're talking to, or who else they're courting, or, who else are they interested in? Who cares? Like, all the energy you spend like researching and like stalking on Instagram and stalking their Google location. It's like, what does that serve you? Like, it doesn't do anything for you, right? Why don't you use that time to get yourself in the best shape possible? Why don't you get that to like grow your mind, be more interesting? So when this person spends time with you, they have the best time ever. So they will choose you over the others. That's something I just always say. Focus is growing, focus is feeding, being very careful about what you're focused on. And if you want to grow and you want to have the best options available to you, you got to focus on yourself and grow yourself. And then last one is something that I want to dive a little bit deeper into. Jealousy and envy is something that can be transformed into inspiration. So if someone has something that you want, it could be the job, the relationship, the whatever, or just the overall life or the aura, right? Where it's like life just seems so easy for them. Like everything's just like handed out to them, or they have like the perfect life. And these like just some comments sometimes I get from people. I'm like, what are you guys? So I'm glad it looks so effortless, right? That's music I'm glad it looks like a piece of cake and a walk in a park. But if someone has something you have, why don't you realize It's literally a blessing, and it's literally an invitation for you to learn how to get those things. Like this, if someone has something that you want, it's literally the universe, the world, God, if you believe in it, is showing you what's possible. It's literally something that should inspire you to say, okay, let me learn from the person. Let me research it. Let me understand what it takes to get that thing that I want. Because it's clearly possible. Like there's nothing special about one person or the other that they can achieve something you can't. It's literally desire, knowing you're worthy of it, and going for it relentlessly. That's it. There's no other crazy formula. And yeah, so if you see someone that has something that you want, if you learn from them, research them, or research it, see what it takes to actually have that life or the thing that they want, right? And then honestly ask yourself, this is something that a lot of people don't do. Ask yourself if you're willing to do the work, make those sacrifices, and live however they live in order to get what they have, right? It is, you may not want that lifestyle or that thing once you realize what it takes to sacrifice and what it takes to actually get it. So, if anything, when you do the research and you try to understand better or learn from the person, you'll realize actually, I'm really grateful for what I have because, like, I'm actually very happy with my life. I don't have to work until 2, 3 a.m. I don't have to, travel all over the world in a heartbeat in order to see clients and close deals, right? I don't have to give up my free time to do extra work. It's just you should know the cost, right? If you're going to see the outcome, and like it's, for example, it's like going shopping, right? You may see a beautiful jacket that you want, and you're like, oh my god, I really want it. But when you see the price tag of it and it's like 20K, you're going to be like, is it really worth 20K of my hard earned cash to get that thing, right? So figure out if what you want is even worth it. It's very simple, right? And it's really easy to see people's outcome and just assume like, oh, they're so lucky, they got handouts, they're not deserving of things. It's really easy just to judge other people because you're not doing anything besides sitting on your ass and just making judgments about other people. Like there's literally no work involved. You also make yourself feel bad when you compare yourself to other people. So it's actually a really dumb idea to do that. It doesn't serve you at all. And as Brene Brown says, sitting there judging is literally the cheapest seats. So think about when you're at a stadium, right? And someone's let's say athletes are performing, right? The people who have the cheapest seats, okay, are the ones sitting all the way up top, okay, who has literally no skin, like there's no skin in the game. They're not putting themselves in the ring. They're not like the athletes competing. They're not the ones taking the risk. They're not the ones putting in the work, going to the gym, going through the hours, working on their mindset, working on the team. They're literally sitting in the stadium screaming at people who are actually doing something with their lives. That is the cheapest seat in life. It's the easiest thing to do, right? So unless you are like, you're not doing unless you're putting yourself in the ring and you're trying to learn and research and then maybe decide if you want to do it, you don't really know what it takes to become that athlete or have the thing that you want. So why don't you choose the life you want, do the research, really understand what it takes to get those things, and then whatever you choose to, like, whatever life you choose to have, water it. Water your path. Water what makes you excited, what turns you on, and don't worry about other people. So I would just end with this is 3 questions I want to ask you guys to ask yourself and journal about it, meditate on it, or just when you have like 10 minutes of still time and quiet time, really ask yourself these questions. So first is, how can you celebrate your life? How can you water your life, right? How can you, be grateful for things that you have and just like really look at your life with magnifying glasses and be happy and celebrate all the goodness you already have in it. So that's 1. Number 2 is a little bit harder question. If you can't celebrate anything, or there's genuinely not that much that you're excited about in your life, tough question. What are some changes that you need to make in order to have that life? right? What are the things that you need to do? What are the things you need to get rid of? What are the things that are holding you back? Be honest with yourself. If you want a different life and you want to be able to celebrate it and you want to be able to be proud of your path, what are the things that you need to do? And yeah, lastly, it's like, how can you water your life? How can you, if you like the path that you have and you're on, how can you make it better? How can you focus on yourself and grow yourself, right? So I hope this helps in terms of really, I mean, I think my biggest passion is helping people get where they want to be and to live their dream life. And honestly, jealousy, envy does nothing. So I hope these productive ways of thinking really get you to focus better on yourself and what actually matters to get you on the path of what you want to be. And if I can be helpful, if this resonated with you, if I can be helpful in supporting you in your journey to really focus on yourself and really go after the life that you want, definitely reach out to me and schedule a coaching plan with me to see if we'd be great to work together. But I would love to support you guys in this journey. I know it's not easy. I know the way that I think is not necessarily normal or mainstream, but it has served me in every facet of my life to focus on myself. Don't see anything or anyone as competition. Look at things that I want or people that have things as inspiration and really doing the research to do the cost benefit analysis of whether or not I want that outcome. And lastly is watering my life versus everything else outside of me that I have no control over. So I hope this helps and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.